Listener discretion is advised.
It's time for another Steel Revolution podcast. Please keep in mind that the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the individuals, and they do not reflect any official view of the United Steelworkers, USW Local 105, or its officers or sub-board members for officers. Now, from the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, this is Steel Revolution.
What do we want?
Fair contract!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
What do we want?
Now!
We are!
One!
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 We are!
Welcome to Steel Revolution number 105.
105.
The 105.
All right, well, I'm Lee Schaefer.
Shawn Geisens.
Gomez or G.
All right, so we have a special way we're going to kick this off. We're going to do it a little different. This week, we're going to have an interview with all four presidents from the master locations that are out in Pittsburgh right now. So we will see you after that.
All right, I'm Roy Hudd coming to you from the Omni William Penn Hotel in Pittsburgh. I'm the recording secretary of USW Local 105 in Davenport. With me to give the membership a contract negotiation update are Presidents Pat Stock from Local 105 in Davenport, Buzz Sawyer from Local 309 in Tennessee, Spencer Buchanan from Local 115 in Lafayette, Indiana, and Mark Goodfellow of Local 420 in Messina, New York.
Yep. Yes, I'm Pat Stock. I'm going to explain a little bit how the bargaining tables are set up here in Pittsburgh for negotiations. Bargaining is set up using 4 negotiating tables: the top table, the EHS table, the language table, and the benefits table. Each president serves on at least one of these tables, and they will be giving the membership an update. And the first one we'll have is Buzz Sawyer.
Hello, this is Buzz. Talk a little bit about how this works out. So I'm on the top table and I'm on the benefits table, and so everybody's on at least 2 tables. Even all the members that we brought up here, each of us have 6 members here to serve on the tables. So you have to remember, leading up to this, we had months and months of Zoom calls and Zoom meetings to put together our proposals, and we came in here and met with the company last Tuesday. We had our proposals ready, and I felt like that all of us felt like that we really were asking for some good language. But what's important while we're up here, we also have these tables going with the benefits, language, and safety, and everybody's on those, and they're developing and refining as we get proposals and counter proposals. We're able to refine that language and get it back the message that we need to try to get the benefits that we want out of this.
Thank you, Buzz. With an update from the EHS or the safety table, we'll turn it over to Mark Goodfellow.
Yeah, so the union handed proposals to the company over last Tuesday. The company finally came back today with counter proposals on the rest of our proposals they've met. They gave us proposals back early in the week, this week, on a couple of them, but they finally came back with the rest of them today. We're going to go over them today to see what they responded with, but the company's starting to see a little bit of our views and starting to realize that their safety programs aren't as good as they think they are, and they need to update them, refresh them. So hopefully we'll do a little bit better here after this. We'll have some more information hopefully soon after we study their proposal today.
So, thank you, Mark. We'll move on to Spencer Buchanan from Lafayette, who's on the language table. Spencer?
Yeah, we presented the company with roughly 14 different proposals. In typical company fashion, they were not prepared. They've come back and counter-proposed on a couple of our proposals, and with one, for example, there was no need to, it was like add a period to the proposal. I mean, they're not prepared. It's a reflection on their leadership, and we will continue to drive our proposals and press forward.
Thank you, Spencer. Pat is on the benefits table, so we'll get the benefits update from Pat.
So our first meeting was about the payroll issues we're having at each plant and trying to get those addressed. The table has met 3 times since, and the union is still waiting on an information request to be filled that was filed in March by the company. There's been a lot of questions about the drug formularies, and that's where we leave off now. We will meet later again today.
All right, thank you all for the update from the tables. Now we want to kind of get an update from around the locations. Buzz, let's start with you and head around this way.
Okay, of course, we've been having our the gate rallies, and last 2 nights we had the bat light, and I'd like to thank Israel and Megan from International for bringing the light to Tennessee. Did a really good job getting in the locations we needed, and they took it all through the county last night. A lot of energy from the membership there, and a lot of family members helping. We tried to involve the children by having shirts made where I was raised by an essential employee and they deserve a fair contract. So at the rally we had last night, had a lot of activities where they were able to participate. Just a lot of good energy, and it's important for all of us to have that energy. And I know we're getting a lot of support from all our locals, but the company knows what goes on when we get together, and we need to remember that.
All right, thank you, Buzz. We'll go to Spencer.
Our membership has contacted different local businesses, and they've supported us by putting signs in their windows. We too had the bat light last weekend, and again we had a lot of community support locally and at the Purdue University. We also have a large rally planned for the 14th, Saturday the 14th, and again we're looking for community support as well as our members standing up as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. I know from Davenport, we're looking forward to having the bat light start tonight and tomorrow night. And again, thank you to all of our membership that has shown the bargaining committee support and support for this contract. And Pat, did you want to add anything to that and close us out?
All locations under the master agreement here believe the company needs a bargain for a fair essential contract. It seems right now the company is more committed to their shareholders with more stock buybacks coming and committed to their Russia workforce and operations. They need to show the same commitment to their essential employees here right under the master agreement. As far as Local 105 issues, the company is still slow in responding to some of our local issues. It seems to be uninterested in the union's proposals that would benefit our members at Local 105.
Anything else from anybody here at the table?
No, we just continue to work hard to try to bargain a fair contract for everybody, and we couldn't be doing what we do without y'all's support, so thank you.
Absolutely. Show up at your solidarity events.
All right, thank you guys, and we'll keep on fighting here.
Well, we're back. Thanks, Roy, for that interview, and appreciate all the presidents for that update. We do want to mention that Mark Goodfellow had to leave, so he wasn't able to give an update for out there in Messina, but they are doing a lot of good out there. We're on a text group with all the locals, and they've been showing a lot of good things they've been doing, especially with the bat light that was out there. So they are doing very well. So sorry Mark had to leave and wasn't able to give that update. So all right, well, let's dig into this local here.
All right.
All right, we are 11 days until contract expiration.
Coming up fast.
It is noon on May 15th.
Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Stickers and flyers. Stickers have been put out, and the flyers for the backlight and cookout should be out there in the plant that went out through the CAT team. So if you have not gotten your stickers or have not seen the flyer or for the backlight or the cookout, please make sure that you get with your committeeman and see what's going on. as far as the bat light goes, tonight we will be getting the International in here.
Yeah, so just real quick, there should be flyers out in the break rooms, so this way everybody can see them for the cookout and the bat light. Just want to make sure everybody knows where those flyers are.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. That's why you're here, huh?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I mean, you just roll right over my thunder.
Sorry.
I just had to just go ahead and interject.
No, you got the cookout coming up.
Well, that's all in the same flyer. I know.
I don't know why I make an agenda.
Hey, you got to get in where I fit in.
Okay. Anyway, the
Moving right
bat light will be here tonight. Tonight at 8 o'clock, they'll get here at the hall. So we need people down here to take pictures, hold solidarity signs up, and take pictures with the bat light. So, and if you want to follow us around, we have a few local destinations here, just kind of right around the plant to go to, and here in Bettendorf. We will be at the plant at approximately 10:30 until after the shift change. Make sure everyone sees it. When you do see that light, make sure you honk on your horn to show support. So we will probably have it for people to see as they go into the plant, and then as you come out of the entrance exit there, we'll be there for sure. And we did that last time too, where people were honking as they're leaving. So please be on the lookout for that. G, now you're up.
Okay, let me read the other part of this flyer. Cookout. Once again, burgers, hot dogs, potato salad, chips, and water will be provided. The cookout will be this coming Friday, the 6th, from 11 in the morning till 7:30 p.m. here at your Union Hall. So come on out. Look for that essential contract that we're all fighting for. So come and join your fellow union members. Bring your kids. Bring your wife.
Yep.
Bring your spouse. Show your solidarity. Wear your red T-shirts, and let's have a good time. And hopefully we can get some contract updates from Pat or Roy. I know they're pretty busy out there, but we'll try to see what we can do. So hope to see everybody here.
Yep, sounds good. So also yesterday in the text, the international text, you should have got a text about the PFP from Pat Stock, the president here. Just kind of letting people know that all four locals believe we need a percentage raise and have the future PFP kind of baked into our future earnings. So, the PFP just isn't working for us out here. Zero. I don't know anyone that was happy with our last PFP. So, especially we will, on our next thing we're going to be talking about next is our Facebook page and what the wall of shame and the earnings report and all that stuff. I know for me personally, it's discouraging to hear the earnings report and then look to see that we got zero for PFP. So, you guys have anything to add to that?
Just PFP. It's exactly what it is. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I've been hearing it out there on the floor where people are not happy at all.
Yep.
And here the company just the other day, I think it was just was it yesterday or today? Something came out on our Kindness Boost yearly revenue. It's just it just kind of puts a big old kick right in the shorts. So
Yep.
not good.
No. Yeah, and so we'd like people to make sure they're looking at the local Facebook page and share anything we post. We did post, the Quad City Times had an article about the earnings report and that the outlook's looking great, And so because of that, we need an essential contract. We are deemed essential workers. Steve Jennings sent that letter out during the pandemic that, hey, anyone in Illinois, when they shut Illinois down, you had to have a letter if you were driving around on the street to get to work. So
I did.
That
Yep.
proves, yeah, you did. You were from Illinois. So, that proves right there that we are essential. So now we need an essential contract to be treated as such. So, and on top of that, we have also shared on the Facebook page about the wall of shame that Brandon Grieve put up here in the hall. That'll be there for the cookout on Saturday. And they have all the the salaries of all the board of directors and the e-board there. So, and then some of those annuity buybacks, yes, that is billion that you saw on there, 1 billion with a B. So, look, this company has money, and it's time for us to kind of share in that. Job shadowing. I've heard a little bit about job shadowing. I know in Ingot they've been doing it a little bit. G, have you been getting much job shadowing? And
yeah, and IPS they're out there. They're out there, doing their job shadowing. They're basically everywhere right now.
Yep. Okay. Shawn?
Yeah, a little bit enrolling down there in the West End.
Okay. Yeah. And again, make sure that they shouldn't be operating the equipment with hands-on training or anything like that. So if they do that, make sure you guys sign out of that PC so you can't be at fault for anything they do. And I'd back away. These guys aren't trained, and we don't want to see anyone get hurt. But our membership, we definitely don't want to see get hurt. So if they're running a machine, make sure you back off and document. If anyone's coming up and talking to you about things or operating machines or anything, get it up to your stewards and committeemen so we can get it documented here at the hall.
Just one thing on this job shadowing and kind of being, we are essential workers. We work, it's a 24-hour operation, but I sure don't see them job shadowing at nighttime. Where's everybody at?
That's true. I haven't heard of that.
Where are they at?
Right.
They're going to job shadow. They're probably at home with their family.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And if you remember, one of our sticking points that we talked about at our parking lot rallies was time off, forced overtime.
Overtime.
It didn't seem like the company cared about, our forced overtime. So
not for us, but for them?
Sure.
Well,
yeah, they have families.
Yeah, that's right.
They have families.
Yeah, they have holidays.
Right.
Holidays, they're going to be with their family.
Yep. Sure enough. So, yeah, please make sure some of that's been slowing down. So on the communication on what's been going on, if people are running PCs or saying stuff to you, so if stuff's being said or things are being run, make sure you get that to your stewards and committeemen so we can get to the hall and document it. Solidarity in the community is still going very well. Sorry about that. We've slowed down with the posts recently just a little bit. We'll probably be kicking it back up here tonight. Maybe tomorrow. We'll probably put some of the bat light on there tonight. But starting tomorrow or Friday, we'll be putting more. We definitely have businesses that are supporting still to put on. So it'll go past contract that we're putting on or contract expiration. But, make sure you're sharing. Share to make sure we're getting the kind of reach that we got last time. So, and then if you have companies that still want to support us, please reach out so we can get it on there. The essential letter, again, kind of some of the stuff we just kind of want to make sure we're reiterating. Make sure your bank is aware that you may be going out of work stoppage possibly, see if they can help out in any way. Essentra, we send that letter out because we're 100% sure that Essentra will work with us if there's a work stoppage. Me personally, I've sent some things transferred over to Essentra, so just to make sure we're all prepared. So
I've called Vibrant, and I haven't gotten a hold of anybody there. I haven't gotten a hold of anybody from IH either. But if anybody knows, if you guys have reached out to somebody, please give a call down here to the hall. Let us know, so this way we're aware of it and we can put it out there for everybody to know.
Yep. Actually, I got one go back. I forgot. So for the cookout, we want to make sure. So we have the placards in as well. The essential worker placards. We put some of those on Facebook that some of us down here wrote and got pictures with. We want to make sure we get all kinds of those. So come down and fill them out. Have your kids fill them out. So we can just pack this place with them. And then we're going to figure out this weekend probably what we want to do with those. Where we want to send them, if we're going to send them anywhere.
We'll figure something out.
Something out. So we're going to come up with something. So please make sure you're filling that out when you come down for the cookout. Also, we will be leafleting more than likely next week sometime. You're going to see some people at the gates with some rally information. We're going to have a rally next week. The dates are to come probably this weekend. We're going to start getting the date out that we're going to do a rally. So be on the lookout for that. And we're going to leaflet that information next week, as well as some healthcare information. We've been getting a lot of calls about that, whether if you're on red card, you still get healthcare, which you do. You still get your short-term disability, even if we go out on strike and you stay, you still receive healthcare. But if we do go on strike, your healthcare ends day one. So we're going to have some information on some other options that you may have to help out and make sure we're prepared for. So I skipped over that, so I want to make sure.
Okay. Sorry to drop in your voice there for a sec. What's going on, Lee?
I didn't
You all right?
I didn't want people to know I made a mistake.
Oh, but you kept talking like this.
I know. Thanks for pointing that
It's
out.
okay.
Okay.
Starting to back away from the mic or something.
So next week, Dan Jopes will be back, our office secretary. No offense, but thank God. It's been very busy down here, and I know, I don't know if there's been some people that's tried calling. There's 4 of us down here, me, G, Brian Hibbs, and Brandon Greaves. So there's been a lot going on in the plant. So we've been running back and forth. So I know there's times that definitely there hasn't been anyone at the hall. So Dan will be back next week, and I mean, he's awesome in all the things he helps with retirement or questions in general. Especially, I can tell you what, Dan would be really helpful on questions of payroll, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, and again, payroll, that's still being worked through issues. So, yeah, just know that and they spoke about that somewhat, Pat did, on the payroll issues they've been talking about. So, but anyway, Dan will be back next week, 6:30 to 2:30, Monday through Friday. So, if you have any questions during that time, Dan's a good resource. And lastly, the May business meeting, we just want to make sure everyone's aware that it'll be moved to Thursday the 19th. So that way when these guys get back, we can make sure everyone's here. So, you guys have anything else?
Nope. Did a good job, buddy.
Nah.
Did good.
I feel off too, Shawn.
You guys are off? What's going on?
I'm good.
I don't know. Anyway, okay, so next we're going to have an interview we did with Buzz Sawyer.
There we go.
Down from Tennessee,
the
the president from Tennessee. So this is an interview we did before, and we weren't able to put on there. So before they all left to go to Pittsburgh, this is an interview that we had with Buzz.
All right, joining us on the podcast is Buzz Sawyer. He is the president of USW Local 309 in Alcoa, Tennessee, or part of our master agreement locations there in Tennessee. Buzz, thanks for taking time to talk with us.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to do this, Pat. Roy. Sorry. Appreciate the opportunity to do this, Roy. So.
No problem. We always ask a few questions to get to know our guests. First question for you, Buzz. Did you come from a union family or union background?
Yes, and actually, my grandfather, he worked at his Alcoa plant, which we all know back just a few years ago, Arconic was Alcoa. So he worked and retired from what we called the West plant. We had 3 plants here at Tennessee, and then had 2 uncles, which was his sons, worked here. My father was in the military, so he didn't work at the plant, but my wife's father did, and my wife's grandfather also worked as a millwright. And so actually got a pretty long history there. And then I'm at the plant, and now my son's working at the plant, and he's got, I guess, 15 years seniority. So we've been able to keep it in the family, and being in the union and being at Alcoa and Arconic.
So how long have you worked there, Alcoa / Arconic, I guess, and what jobs or departments have you worked in?
Well, so just recently, on April the 10th, I celebrated 44 years with the company. So I'm 25 years old now, so I put in a lot of hard time. So I've got 44 years service. I actually started out in the department relining pots and worked there for a couple of years, and then went into the smelter in the pot rooms, and kind of got locked into there because of just had a lot of layoffs, and spent a total of 19 years in the the smelter, which is a reliner, 17 years in the pot rooms, 2 years there. And I got a chance to go into electrical in the apprenticeship, and went in there in 99, and came out with the apprenticeship, I believe, in the fall of 2001, and been an electrician ever since. And so worked on the hotline, and now I'm in HVAC, and keep the place cool and warm. So that's kind of been my career at Alcoa and Arconic.
Well, now that we got your start with the company and everything that and the roles you've done throughout your career, how'd you get your start with the union, and what positions have you held with the local union there?
Okay, so I actually got started pretty young. First, like I said, first couple of years I was in the reliners, went in the pot rooms, and that's which most smelters, that's a pretty rowdy bunch when you get in there. But I seen the opportunity to get involved, and had the chairman of the pot rooms at that time went on to be president of the local, but he kind of guided me and got me started. And I actually worked a union job before. I installed elevators for a couple of years, so I've been in that, but I never had wrote grievances or anything. So he got me started down that career, and I still look back at things that he told me to, as Jim Rose is who it was, and he ended up being an international staff rep. But so I started in the smelter, and then got to be vice chairman right off the bat, and just decided had a pretty good chairman, and stayed with him for several terms. And then I believe in '97 I had a chance to get elected to the E-board. At that time we had close to 3,000 members, and so you had to be, just being in the smelter, to get voted you had to be known in all three of the plants. And so I had to run a couple of times to get elected to the E-board, but and I was given the advice that you'd have to get your name known. And we'd had some roll-throughs and mechanics, electricians, and production people come through, so got to be known there. So I served a couple of terms on the E-board, then had a chance to be the safety chairman for the union. I've done that job for 9 years, so I had 6 years on the E-board, 9 years as safety chairman. And along with that, when I went in electrical, I was actually the department chairman for the electricians for 9 years. Then I moved from that, took a little break, and run as what we call a plant chair, which that's the head grievance person for the plant. And I was in the North Plant, and that job really prepares you to be president. You got a lot to deal with. Had a lot of the population. It's the biggest plant. So I went from 3 years of that, and then went in and ran as president. And so I've been president now. This is my second term as president. So I've been active in safety and been active, both in labor also.
Yeah, those rowdy bunches, Buzz, they'll certainly keep you busy, won't they?
Oh, they will. Yeah, they will. And that was a good place to learn. And this back then, it was when you had issue, you could about try to kick the door in on the office, and you went in cussing, come out cussing, and things changed a little bit, but it was probably a good place to learn. I learned some really good lessons as far as union wise at that time. Like I said, I've had some good people to guide me along the way. That helps.
Well, that's good. So we've been having our local negotiations going on, and actually we have a couple of parking lot rallies planned for this week, so we'll be able to discuss with the membership kind of how those are going. How are your local negotiations going down there?
Well, and I feel like they're going pretty good. We actually wrap up. We had pretty lengthy negotiations today and made a lot of progress. And we've got Thursdays should be our last day, and so we're trying to wrap up the last item or two, and hopefully we'll get those done. So I think we've made some good gains. I'm looking forward to being able to share that with the membership when we're able to share it, and I believe they'll be happy with some of the things we've been able to negotiate for.
Yeah, speaking of the membership, Buzz, when we sat down and we met in Pittsburgh, we were talking about the membership and T-shirts, and decided to do T-shirts with the essential worker language on them. Did were your membership told they were essential, and is that message really resonating with them?
Oh, so not only were we told we were essential, we have a letter that we were able to keep in our car in case we were stopped by the police when nobody else was out on the road. And so, and that's been really a sore point with folks, because a lot of them, wanted to be home with their families. They didn't want to take the chance of, being exposed. And we had a layoff at that time during COVID when we were essential employees. But it's really resonated well with them. The irony that the company wants to tell us that, and then how are they going to treat us? Are they going to treat us like we're really essential, or are they, going to treat us like they don't really care? So they understand, like I said, the irony of it. And so something we've done, and one of the members during the union meeting, she asked if we could do anything about children's shirts. And so we took the "I'm an essential employee," put it on the front of the children's shirts, and said I was raised by an essential employee and they deserve a fair contract. And so that's been really a good. So we asked they get your kids, get your grandchildren, get your shirts on, get your family together, because that's what this is all about. This is about, we want to make a good living, be able to provide for our families, and, be able to do the right thing for them. And that's been really popular. So I appreciate, and that's where I share that story a lot, because that's where we need to hear from the members and have their ideas also. And, there's a lot of smart folks out there that can help us, and they're doing it, stepping up. We're having a lot of fun with this contract right here. So,
yeah, that is awesome. I really like that idea. So, what type of events do you have planned for this contract in the next couple of weeks?
So our most popular events has been the gate rallies, and we've actually got a pretty good place in front of the administration building to have our rallies, and that's a lot of traffic coming there. We get a lot of horns being blown from the trucks leaving the plant, coming into the plant, and so that's cool to see that community support. And we don't have anywhere near the level that you guys have at Davenport, but it kind of put us back the last contract. We had a no strike clause that that we had. We didn't get out and go after stuff like that, but it's encouraging the membership. And like I said, they're having a lot of fun, and we get more and more at every gate rally. So that's been our big thing. Now this Friday we're going to have a big rally. It's kind of a send-off rally for the negotiating committee when we leave Sunday to go to Pittsburgh, and that's going to be our next big event. And then, of course, we're planning with the bat lights. We've got some. They're really looking forward to that. Had a good crowd attend that last year. I've got a really nice picture. It's 86 people in front of the Union Hall holding solidarity signs. And this is from the previous contract, but I've challenged them. I want double that number this time. So they'll have to have a really wide-angle lens to catch everybody.
Right.
I hope.
There you
go. You mentioned the honking of the horns and that as good community support. Has there been any other community support there?
Yes, So it really which we've got a few favorite bars that we like to frequent. So those have been real quick to support us. But been a lot of other local businesses that surprised me, and I think we're a lot like the other plants. We've got a lot of new members. We've got with 822 folks. Everybody signed up except for one person. So got almost 100% membership, and so we've got a lot of new people. It's just a year or two, but they're really adding to that. They've got contacts out there, in the business community, and it's helped us out a lot. That's been good for us because sometimes if they're going you don't know if they're going to be a little hesitant or not. But so we're getting around town and getting more and more signs out there. It's not as much as I'd like, but it's better than we've ever had before.
Sure. So I can tell you just from us, that's not something that just happens. It's you got to kind of slowly build, and I mean it takes time on some of that stuff.
Well, yeah. So I got the opportunity to be at Davenport here back last year. We met on contracting out, just 4 locals did, and went there across from the plant where you guys have the training center, and it was impressive. Just thinking about driving down the road, coming to the plant, and looking at the businesses and thinking how, you guys had supported them over the years, stopping in to get a sandwich or to buy fishing equipment or car lots, and just all the businesses down through there. And there's a lot of history going down, I'm sure, with the people in the plant. And that, the signs weren't there at the time because it wasn't the right time, but I could picture it in my mind how it was there. I'd like to see, we've got a 4-lane road comes down in front of our union hall, and maybe one of these days we'll get, signs in AutoZone and Kroger's and all the businesses down through there. And so it's encouraging what you're saying about it does take some time to build that.
Sure, absolutely. So I think I know the answer to this question. I've been on some Zoom calls with Pam, Rex, and Aaron about the solidarity of your membership. I've also been on a little chat text thing, if you want to call it, WhatsApp, I think it's called. So there's been a lot of good pictures of your solidarity, but it looks really good. What's your take on it? How do you feel the solidarity of the membership is?
Hey, I tell you what, I'll sum it up in one word: excitement. And it's not only with the membership. After the first couple of rallies, I had retirees call me and say, "Man, we've never seen anything like that before." And they're out there waving flags and, encouraging everybody to blow horns and carrying their signs. And, we've had several folks that's come up and made bigger signs that they carried, went to the expense of making them themselves and the work and doing it. And so it's just a lot of excitement, and it's fun to see it. They've been out practically every time when we come to the admin building to bargain. They're out there, and which that's been planned, and have that support. And when you're in the admin building, you can hear the horns blowing, and but that's how I'd sum it up. Just a lot of excitement by the body, and they're tickled to be out there doing that.
All right, Buzz. That's all the questions I had for you. So unless you have anything else, we can get you back to your Tuesday evening.
Okay. Well, hey, it's still duty calls, so that's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
You too. You wouldn't be here this time of the evening doing this, but I appreciate it. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody, and hope they get a little something out of this. But we'll be in Pittsburgh there Sunday, and Monday be talking as a union, and see what's going to happen. I think we're going to get a good contract and able to get something out there that our folks deserve.
Absolutely. Well, Buzz, we'll let you go. I look forward to seeing you out in Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Out there, Roy.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks,
Safe
Buzz.
trip, Buzz.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Well, we're back. That was a great interview with Buzz Sawyer. It's nice to know. It's really nice to see how other locals are doing things too. I think that's a great tool we have here to see how different locals do things and prepare for contract expiration. So just wrapping up here. Want to make sure we see everyone here for the cookout on Friday. Hopefully, we'd like to see a lot of people here for the Bat Light too. If you're not able to make it and you're working at go in at 11 or get off at 11 tonight, make sure you're laying on that horn so everyone can hear you. So, Shawn.
Lee.
where can people find us?
They can find us on our Facebook page at Steel Revolution Podcast, USW, Local 105, iPhone, iPad, Apple Podcasts app as well. Podcast Addict for Android devices, Android app, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio app, Spotify app, YouTube, Odyssey app, Libsyn.com, the Locals website, and men's restroom at USW Local 105's hall here.
The 105.
The 105.
I actually had to send someone this list the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I said, hey, where can I find it at? So I sent them the list.
You can find us on your favorite podcast platform as well. That's other people would say.
Okay.
We're there, all over the place.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Always sounds good.
All right. Well, we're out of here. Say something good about your union.
Every day.
All day, every day.
Steel Revolution is a podcast by USW Local 105, Bettendorf, Iowa.